Joseph Wete, 2019 signee, outside linebacker. Yo, man, been a while since we spoke, but since we last spoke, you put on a lot of weight, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So like, what'd you weigh at the start of the 2018 season?
Start of 2018 season, I probably weighed around 215.
Okay.
And then I had dropped about 10. So end of the season, I was around 205.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the season.
Real
right now, yeah. So I tried to gain a little before the Under Armour games. I probably got back around 210ish, but yeah, I really wasn't that heavy. Right now, as we speak, on 225. So
okay, all right. What
yeah.
are you hoping to be by the end of the spring?
Like I mean, the goal was to at least get to 225 pounds, okay. And let when I get to Oklahoma, obviously they're gonna have things in place to help me get bigger, and they'll get me where they want me to be. But I mean, I'm comfortable with where I am right now, and obviously just keep on eating, keep on lifting, and all that, and see where it goes.
Well, you would send me a couple of videos, and I saw them on Instagram too, where you're doing drop steps to like 50 inches. Were you 225 doing those?
I was 225 doing that.
Good grief! I mean, good.
Yeah.
Night.
So the thing is, when we were doing those, I was trying to get them off the vert. So I did. That was 56 inches. I did 52 off the regular. And I tried for the 56, and I literally just was probably like half an inch from getting up there. Oof. So yeah, I'm really happy with where I've gotten. Because the beginning of the off season, I was only able to do 48. So there's definitely a lot of improvement there.
That's what's up. So do you have a vert measurement?
No, I don't have an official one.
Okay, all right. It is what it is. So outside of that, like, I know that it's always a bit of a trying time for the guys that didn't early enroll, because the conversation is about all the guys that did, right? Mm-hmm. And we're talking about guys like Theo Weiss and Trajan Bridges and Jamal Morris, guys that are already there going through spring ball. Mm-hmm. How do you take all of that? How do you feel about that?
Like, obviously you just gotta get a little antsy, because you wanna, like, you wanna be out there, and you wanna be trying to kind of make a name for yourself, and get ahead in terms of plays, and get into a college workout scheme, and all the good stuff. So, I mean, mentally it's good. I mean, all I've done my whole life is kind of, fight and earn what I've gotten, so it's not so much that all the attention is not really on me, so I feel some type of way. At the end of the day, when you get there and you work hard, you're gonna earn things just through the effort and energy that you put in. So it's definitely trying, because all you gotta do is look on Twitter and you see all the things that they're doing right now, and Snapchat and everything like that. So sometimes you get kind of stir crazy, but at the end of the day, I'm going to the gym 5 days a week. I'm doing everything I need to do right now to put myself in the best position I can be in, and I'm just getting more excited.
So contrast where you are right now to where you were last year, particularly in recruiting and football, and trying to figure out what you want to do as far as your college football career and what you want to study.
So what is it, March? Last year, this time, I was getting ready to visit Oklahoma. So, I mean, a lot has changed in 1 year, Last year, I was finishing out junior year of high school, which is, I mean, arguably the most important year of high school. So I was mad stressed in that area. I was very stressed and trying to figure out where I was going to go for college and things like that. So, I mean, really right now, I say it all the time, I don't have any real things to complain about. Life is good. School is anything but stressful right now.
That's what's up.
My biggest stress is gaining weight and getting stronger. That's an amazing thing to be able to say at this point in time. So, I mean, I'm really good in terms of what I want to study, like architecture, things like that. I mean, I've always, like, since I got to high school, I've always been doing things on my own time. Whether that be YouTube videos, looking up different architects who've accomplished different things and things like that. So
Now, one of the things that I found fascinating about getting to know you is how much of life outside of football that you show us. And I know that lots of guys, lots of recruits, they have lives outside of football, but particularly you with photography and your art and your ability to talk back, and you hear these things, like particularly on Twitter. You know, you'll hear these things and you'll be like, nah, that's not exactly correct. Like that's, and you want to get in there and let people know what's going on. But on the other hand, with that, there's got to be some sort of, I don't know that pressure is the right word, but maybe you hit on it, just anxiety.
So, I mean, for me personally, you know, I've always kind of, I'm not going to say I have anxiety, but I've always, you know, I'm somebody who's pretty goal oriented, and you know, sometimes I can be pretty far sighted, and I can look into the future and say, you know, this is what I want for myself. These are the things I want to get done. And oftentimes, you know, that makes you nervous when you're just, you know, quote unquote, just a high school kid. And you like I alluded to earlier, you know, I go to the gym 5 days a week and I work hard. And the day I'm still not at Oklahoma yet, you know. So sometimes if you let ideas like that seep into your head, then you know, pressure definitely is a word that can describe, you know, the emotions that you start to feel. But I mean, the reason why I push all the things outside of football that I do so hard is because those are things that kind of help keep balance in my life, and those are kind of things that help me keep everything into perspective, you know. Like it helps me keep everything into perspective.
Yeah, and it's important, you know. If I might for just a second, like, you know, I talk about dealing with depression on this channel from time to time, and you know, I'm anxious and I have anxiety. Like, I upload every day, most of the time twice a day, but I also you know, I feel tremendous anxiety about what it is that I'm gonna do next, right? Because part of that is just wanting to continue to make stuff, and the idea that, you know, this is a very cool thing to do, just like going to Oklahoma to play football. But at the same time, you know, there's anxiety that comes along with that because you work so hard just to get here, you know. And I understand that, especially having. I mean, are you going to the spring game? Like, are you taking a visit between now and then?
No, I'm going on vacation to LA.
Okay.
2 weeks from now, so yeah, I won't be able to make that. But
see, I mean, so you're basically gonna go what, 10 months without being on campus?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, and kind of relates to what you're saying is, you know, I tell my brother this all the time. I'm like, you know, especially like maybe not for football, but for things like design and architecture. It's like right now, you know, I'll sit in my room and I'll pull out the sketchbook and I'll go hard for like an hour or 2 hours. I'll get a bunch of things down. But sometimes you feel like, you know, you're limited or you're trapped. You really, like, it's hard to make that next step sometimes. Sometimes it's just not in your, like, it's not even your fault. It's just that given like the circumstances right now, I don't live in Texas. You know, I can't just drive to Oklahoma real quick to catch the game or whatever. But I mean, at the end of the day, you just gotta make things happen. You know, to myself all the time, you know, just sit back and just kind of put into perspective the things that I've been blessed enough to accomplish and the things I've been able to, you know, work towards and things like that. So, you know, once you just sit back and put things into perspective, you know, everything gets kind of easier.
Yeah, man. So football stuff, just for a second.
Yep.
It strikes me that there are 3 of y'all who are pass rushers who are not on campus, in you, David Uwebu, and Marcus Hicks. And we're talking a lot about what this defense will look like, and there's a lot of talk about giving max effort and how fast the defense is going to be and a new scheme and flying to the football. But it was striking to me that there's 3 of y'all that absolutely would thrive or would seem to thrive in this sort of a defense. So have you had any conversations with Coach Thibodeau or even Coach Grinch about what your role might be?
Yeah, we've had, kind of briefly and all that, but and again, you only know until you get there.
Right.
But certainly in kind of that pass rusher uh position, kind of a rush backer type thing. So that's definitely, I think that's where all three of us would probably end up being, or linebacker type deal. But I'll talk to Coach Thibodeau and Coach Grinch about these things. Definitely.
So, is there anything that I haven't got a chance to ask you about that you want to talk about?
Nah, I think we got everything.
Okay.
I'm just really excited. I'm just every day focused on getting better and all that. Just trying to improve my game, because at the end of the day, when I get there, everyone is at Oklahoma for a reason, So I'm ready to get there, keep my head low, keep working, and see what happens.
Yeah, man. Get out to see Captain Marvel too, because
oh yeah, for sure.
I've seen that joint twice, and I know that there's some people that don't like it, but I'm also a Marvel fanboy. Like I Marvel movies, like I OU football, so
oh yeah,
I'm probably for it. But nah, and let me know what you think.
Oh yeah, and let me jump back to I think you asked earlier about or you said something about how in terms of social media, how I'm posting art and all
Right.
that, and things outside of football, and how I'm always responding to different things. For example, the whole the concert for the spring game, things like that. No, honestly, it's just kind of fun. Sometimes I'll see people tweet at me. Someone mentioned me in a tweet talking about whether or not we, or how we felt about having Bryce Lee, is it?
Lee Bryce.
Lee Bryce come to the concert, and things like that. It's always fun to join the conversation and things like that. So.
Well, okay, so you brought it up, right? So I'm gonna just go ahead and just lean into this for just a second.
Yeah.
How much of this stuff actually matters?
For me, honestly, not at all. That's just.
Have you ever met somebody that was going through recruiting where it mattered?
Well, end of the day, official visits are free. That's what it comes down to. I didn't, when Oklahoma was come for the official, I wasn't I didn't look through the schedule. You know what I'm saying? And then furthermore, there was a concert last year that we didn't even go to, and I wasn't mad about it. It's just I didn't it didn't matter to me, And I know not everybody, but I'm not going to choose the school I'm going to based off the concert, So I wasn't. That's not a big deal for me, and I'm not a country music fan. I'll say that.
But you like Jason Isbell. We've been talking about this.
Yeah, I like a lot of types of music, a lot of different types of music. Country, real country is not. It's not for me. Country. But I will say, in certain circumstances, for example, the beach,
right,
or if I'm just somewhere and we're just vibing, if the energy is right, then I don't mind country.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So. It doesn't it really, I don't think it's that big of a deal. For example, if I was still uncommitted and it was you can visit Maryland because we're gonna have Juice World, or you can come visit Oklahoma and we're gonna have Lee Bryce. I'm still going to Oklahoma because I have no interest in Maryland. I'm not gonna go to Maryland because Juice WRLD's there.
Right.
Right. So.
No, okay, so here's one more to piggyback on that.
Mm-hmm.
Does it matter how many people show up to a spring game or to a spring game? Because I think it matters to a degree how many people show up for a football game, a real one on Saturdays. And
fans.
Yeah. Does it matter how many people show up?
That's important. That's what I was saying when I responded on Twitter. I was it's definitely for the fans. I can see more Oklahoma fans being hype over him.
No, so my question is not necessarily whether or not they be hype, but does it matter to you when you look up into the stands how many people are there?
Oh yeah, for sure,
okay.
100%.
Right. Okay,
100%. Because that's kind of a taste. If you see a fan base show out for the spring game, which let's all admit is not the most exciting thing in the world,
right?
Then I'm gonna have to imply that when we're playing whatever team during the season, it's going to be like that and more.
Okay.
You know, so I guess that's definitely important. A lot of people, when they're looking at what school they're going to, they're thinking about the environment they're going to be playing in. Fan presence is a big piece in that, which is again why I was like not even like the main argument was, okay, like they chose to have him perform because chances are the majority of the fans would appreciate that. I don't know. That's just like, and again, it really doesn't matter for me. So
well, I mean, and you know, you make a good point because you're having the concert for fans to get more fans, and if you get more fans, that looks good for recruiting. It doesn't matter how you get them in the gate, just that you get them in the gate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, I don't know how the coaches have this visit planned out, but I mean, we'll see if the recruits are at the concert.
I doubt it. So. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah. Exactly. So I mean, I don't know. It's not my business for.
It's cool, man. It's cool. All right. 2019 signee, Joseph Wete, outside linebacker type. Really fascinating dude. I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. I'm about to go skate.
Hey, go skate, bro. I'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir. All right.